Okay, this is one of my most viewed videos ever and probably one of my most controversial. The title was, I Got Slapped at Goodwill. And yes, that actually happened, but that was not the craziest part of this shopping trip. The store was packed, there was a checkout line that changed my entire decision, and I even debated leaving a cart full of items behind. Some people were completely on my side, and some people said I got it wrong. So as we watch, honestly tell me, would you have stayed or would you have walked out? Today, I'm watching it back and reacting to the whole thing, including what led up to the slap and whether I still feel the same now. And I'll share some of the things that sold and how much they sold for. Let's get shop done. Okay, back out at my favorite place. Well, not really my favorite place. I guess it's my favorite place that's open right now. Yeah, we'll call it that. Anyway, Goodwill. We are going in to see what we can find to resale. Because my stuff I need to list is dwindling to the point I need more stuff. Let me just remind you, this was back right after 2020. Like right after everything was shut down. Now stuff's starting to reopen again. So that's kind of what that is about there. So, let's get in there, see what we can find. Ooh, shaky video. I've improved. That was Indiana glass.
Really cool blue iridescent fish plate. It's got a big hassle factor to it, so I kind of set it back down and didn't look too close. I have found that it is a company called Akcam Glass, made in Turkey.
I do still tend to pick up these glass fish plates because I'm still super drawn to them. But yes, they are a little bit difficult to ship, and the price you get for them, really you have to judge if it's worthwhile. But they will sell.
I really like these little owl candle holders, but as you can see, they're modern. They're just not going to be worth enough for me to mess with. But they were cute.
That actually looks old.
I thought that because of the red velvet that was put underneath. It looked worn, old, so this did go in my cart.
I still have this horse. And the reason I still have this horse is I've gone back and forth between keeping it and selling it. Keeping it and selling it. I don't even know if it's listed for sale right now. I don't know. I'm gonna have to go hunt that down. It will be. It will be because I just can't hold on to all this stuff anymore. But that is the reason I still have that item.
That one, more modern and also had a crack.
Are we noticing the Goodwill prices were quite a bit different back here? Let's keep an eye on that.
But Goodwill thought it was worth red tagging. I don't get it.
That's really cute. I wish Easter wasn't a year away. Kind of looks like it. What is that? Okay, I am actually noticing I have a much better camera now. The whole like stability issues back then, I'm definitely noticing. But let me know as we go along. Let me know down in the comments if I put back an item you think I should have gotten.
Okay, these screamed vintage. So, grabbed one. Now you can see it's got a UPC code, and a lot of sellers think, oh, UPC code, not vintage. But as you can see, it's dated 1993. So definitely vintage. And the other thing is, even without the date on there, the fact that it's made in Hong Kong was my other clue that it was vintage. So yeah, these went in the cart.
Okay, and I guess that's like, there was a time, and it doesn't seem like that long ago, where if it had a barcode, it wasn't vintage because it wasn't at least 20 years old. And here we are. Here we are where all of this stuff from the past is now vintage. And so the barcode rule, that's changed over the years, but the Hong Kong rule has not. So Hong Kong generally indicates something that is vintage because we don't get a lot of imports from Hong Kong anymore. So there you go.
Lots of school supplies, as you can imagine. I spotted those crayons, and I always look at crayons because I like to donate crayons. But these actually, I felt them and they felt used. It was weird.
You can see the store's quite busy. It's quite busy. That'll be key later.
He's not old. Not old, but super cute. You know, super cute does sell. So yeah.
I did get about $15 for that little wood fish with the clippy. Cute sells.
This is a big heavy piece, and had it been vintage I might have grabbed it, but it's a modern piece. That brand actually does pretty good.
Okay, all right, stop. I totally would have picked that up now. I didn't realize, and going back and looking at this now, that, oh, how many of us would put that angel in our house? Come on now. Yeah, I kind of wish I'd have gotten her.
We had lots of little cute little signs, decorative things. They sell, but there's a lot of them out there now that are the newer pieces, so.
Yep.
I only grabbed one for my daughter, who's the mother of 5. Trying to keep up a big house, so.
And I will just put a note here. Yes, I have an older daughter that I am estranged from, and we were not estranged at the time of the filming of this, so that is why you hear that.
I did grab this initially, and it wasn't priced, and I didn't notice that it's missing a couple of wheels, and I probably wouldn't have noticed it had a price, and it would have just got rung up. But they took so long in trying to find somebody to give it a price, I ended up leaving it behind.
And nowadays, they won't even do that. Like, the new policy, or the Goodwills here, is that no price tag, no sale. It'll come back out on the floor the next day. I don't know if that policy is like put in place to try to get people to come back again the next day, or what kind of the goal was behind that. It just seems very counterproductive. Like, if you have somebody who wants to buy something that is just a used good like this, you should probably get a price slapped on it and get it sold. Unless you know it's like a designer thing and you think, you know, it's one of those tag switcheroo things. But a common thing like this, let's give it a price. Let's give it a price and sell it Goodwill, shall we? I mean, come on.
This is another piece that was not priced. It was very interesting, especially when I turned it over and found that it had a COA on it. I've now researched, and they're worth like between $25 and $30. I did not end up getting it because it went in my cart, but they took way too long trying to find me a price.
Now, you can also tell in this video, I'm doing a voiceover, which is not something I generally do or do at all anymore. And the reason I did it back here is we were all wearing masks. And so my voice would have been really muffled had I been just talking as I was filming. So if you're wondering, like, this is just like not the normal Thenichelady video, you're right. This was the early days. Oh, I like that. See, I didn't even look that hard at it, but I liked that. Probably today I would buy that.
On to the metal stuff. Not generally something I enjoy shopping, so I skim through pretty quickly.
I do now. I do now because I've found some amazing things in the metal section. So kind of my thinking has changed about the metal section.
That was missing too. I looked at these because I have a brother who collects Coke stuff, but these felt really lightweight and cheap.
You see all that copper? Am I even going to look at the copper?
To it was interesting, but just didn't. It just didn't grab me enough.
Copper, Danny, copper.
This guy. I wanted to get this guy because he was really cute, but I didn't think he was going to bring enough money to make it worthwhile.
I didn't even look at the copper. Now I know to look at the copper. Also would have been all over those candlesticks. I had it in my hand. There was a second one behind it. It was a pair. They were beautiful. Things have changed.
I cannot tell. These are...
My camera's all over the place. Yeah, those looked interesting too. I wish I could have seen that bottom a little bit better here years later. It's pretty. I can tell like it's a newer piece though, even just watching now. Ooh, Danny with the camera. My goodness. Oh yes, eucalyptus, fake eucalyptus. Well, actually it's not. It's dried eucalyptus, which I got for my own decorating purposes. Didn't even talk about it back then. You just see it in the cart. Glassware. Ooh.
These are Indiana glass, diamond point, and that is ruby flashed that I've talked about before. It's not actually the color of the glass. Unfortunately, they are only worth about $3 to $5 each if you lot them up, like 4 to 8. These were really pretty, and I think they were vintage. But I'm trying to stay away from like sets of glasses and things that are just a little bit more intensive to ship and don't bring a real high dollar.
And I'm still doing that. I still have to discipline myself on the pretty glassware, simply because one, there's a few things. One, it's kind of a pain to ship because you have to bubble wrap each one. You have to divide them so they're not clanking together. You know, like you have to put cardboard in between. It usually takes a bigger box because you're going to sell a set of 4, 6, 8. They take up a lot of space in your inventory to store them. And then the last thing is, if by chance one of a set gets damaged, you got to redo the whole listing. So those are some of the reasons I do stay away from glassware sets now, unless it's super valuable.
These were cute. Mi casa.
Those were interesting. Okay, didn't see any lamps that I would look at today either.
I always scan these areas. I found some really cute things, like some vintage lamps and such, but it's generally not an area I spend much time in. And you can see I found a couple of things to make my flower arrangements with. I didn't film putting that in the cart, but well, there you go.
Okay, I guess I do mention it. I kind of think the Taylor Swift song in the background's kind of appropriate.
I always go through the art
Yep.
Usually go through it a little bit better than I did today. I don't know if I just felt so overwhelmed by how much there was, but nothing was really jumping out as being vintage or valuable in there. So
I will say too, there was still a tension in being out in public and being around other people. And I already have a bit of an aversion to crowds. And you can see how busy this store is. So I was kind of feeling the anxiety, and that kind of takes me out of my element of really fine-tuned shopping.
today was not my big art hunt day. This guy was cute though. I
Oh,
almost picked it up and then thought, he's probably only going to bring $10 to $15 at the most.
not today he wouldn't. I would totally have him in my cart today. Cat stuff, especially really nice, cute, decorative cat stuff, $12 to $20 on for 15 for an average piece. So at $1.99, that would have been a great pickup. Woo, look at all that clear glass. Lots of
I
it.
always scope out the clear glass. You just never know what is going to show up in there. I almost picked this up for a friend until I saw that it had Purina advertising on the back. That was kind of a drag.
Nothing against Purina. Just don't want to advertise for them.
This was a really cute set. It's made by Riva Designs of Japan. It just does not bring very much money though.
See anything you would have picked up?
I could not find anything on this guy. Don Panos? I Googled, nothing came up. This was kind of interesting, but it's not an old piece. This is known as terracotta.
Okay, tell me in the comment what you think Goodwill would charge for that piece today. $4.99, what, 5 years ago? What would they put on that today? I will give my answer toward the end of the video, but I want to see what you have to say first.
It can be popular, but I wasn't feeling shipping that. So it stayed on the shelf. I've seen this pattern before. Unfortunately, that handle
Sango.
was cracked.
I think it's a
so
Sango
no need
pattern.
to even look any further.
So much blue!
This Goodwill seems to be organizing things by color,
Yes.
which is kind of cool because you never know what you're going to find. Like a big old jar of pickles.
Okay, true confessions. I just moved this and I still love it as much as I did when I found it. I never put it up for sale. It really needs to just go in my kitchen, but Noah's trying to limit me on how many things I put on the kitchen counter. So what do you do with a jar of fake pickles? What do you do?
I love these. Actually, each one of those pickles in there would probably sell for about $10.
True.
So this was a good buy. It was a fun buy. So I might
the
even just
camera
try
work.
selling the whole jar of pickles down at the booth.
Yeah, I still had a booth back at this point.
This is Avon Cape Cod. Was made back in the 80s, and you had to collect, a piece here, a piece there. Generally pass it by. The only things that sell are the cake plate and the tidbit tray.
Wait, that's not necessarily true. There are some pieces that sell well. Also, take note, it is made by Wheaton Glass. So that's my whole thing with Avon. They didn't actually make their products themselves. They worked with big companies like Wheaton Glass and Fostoria and Imperial Glass and Indiana Glass. I think they've done things with all of those makers as well as many, many others. But they make an agreement with them that they can put the Avon name on the product And so they don't have to make it. They just license it. It was pretty brilliant for the time.
Hurricane candle holders, Hurricane with the clear glass globes. Otherwise, stay away from it. Just stay away from it.
Generally speaking, it's true. You got to look up particular pieces. Wait, am I going to get that? The Taylor Smith Taylor cream? No, I didn't even look at the Taylor Smith Taylor creamer. Did you see me go right on by that? Oh my. Wait, there was something else up there I wanted to see. Wait, what was that?
Okay, I am on the other side of town now at a different Goodwill, so I am hoping the atmosphere and goodies in here is better than the last one. Only way to find out. Let's get in there.
Let's get shop done.
Okay, I need to talk over their loud music. This was a cookie jar that I can't even remember what it was. I think it was a pig. Oh no, is it an owl? I can't even tell. Sometimes I'm like looking at the shelf and I'm not looking in the camera itself, so I missed some stuff. I apologize. I was really drawn to this, but
Very ankle bright.
$15. $15. Yeah, I had to pass it by, but it was really cute.
It's a tough one.
These are interesting. These were party light. I probably would have picked these up if they were priced for the set instead of each.
They remind me of fluorite. Fluorite, is that the name of the gemstone that's got like all the pastel colors in it like that? I think that's why they really like spoke to me. But yeah, the store was, you know, splitting things up, pricing the eachies.
Because at each it made it $8. I think they would have probably brought $15 to $20.
Yeah.
These stores are so
I agree.
crowded. They're like more crowded than they were before they were supposed to be limiting people in the store.
Oh, that's right. They were supposed to be limiting people in the stores. I forgot about that part.
That was interesting, but that sticker that was underneath their price tag would not have come off and helped me reveal what it was. And generally bud bases don't bring a bunch of money. Sometimes it's tough when you're trying to raise your ASP, your average selling price, to pass some stuff by that, you know it's cute, you know it'll sell, but it just...
Before we talk about the Weeping Buddha here, did you notice on the little condiment sets, I am sure the reason I left those is because the spoon was actually broken. Just the handle came out when I kind of turned it over. And I noticed that like back when I was doing this, I didn't talk as much about why I was leaving things behind. Like I'm kind of taking some notes of, you know, things I do differently now. And I'd like your opinion. Do you like it that I talk about things more now than I did then? And I know some people watching this have been watching me since this time, and this will be kind of a repeat for you, but it's kind of a fun to look back and just like see how far we've come, right? I would love some comments about how you've, you know, noted the changes over time. And if you're new, you can let me know if you prefer what I'm doing now.
money. He was weird.
I would totally pick that up now because I know what it is. It's a weeping Buddha.
I had to keep skipping around because there was so many people.
Got to control that camera.
My piece was interesting, but again, no mark. It was heavy. They're getting a lot of really new, modern, contemporary stuff.
Yeah.
Not a whole lot of vintage.
Goodwill was and is pulling a lot of stuff for their online auctions. Just FYI.
This is cool. This went in my cart, but as you'll see if you hang till the end, my sad story of why I abandoned my cart in the end.
Ah. See? I shouldn't have said that yet. Shouldn't have given you the heads up on that.
He went in my cart too. Really cute. I don't know who made him, but wow, how adorbs is he?
He looks like a baby Jerry from Tom and Jerry. Wait, Tom. No, he looks like a baby Tom. Tom's the tomcat. Tom. Jerry's the mouse. Looks like a baby Tom.
I'm sure that would have
wait.
been,
Is he a cat?
$20 to $25, not even
Oh, he's a
knowing
cat.
who the maker was, just because he had the cute factor. Cute factor sells.
Puritan.
Very vintage. I love the lines. I recognize, but I can't tell you off bat
Puritan.
who done it, but I've recognized it. I've seen it before. That also went in my cart. I'm not sure what he was supposed to hold.
Maybe salt and peppers or oil and vinegar?
I love this trash can.
Man, I do love that trash can.
Very cute.
I wish I'd have gotten that trash can. I wasn't quite as crazy into my saltwater aquariums yet either.
Gridlock.
You see how many people there are? Definitely not 6 feet apart like they were supposed to be either.
Just a weird thing. Wasn't
It was
feeling
brutal.
I loved this. I loved this, but $10. I did not love the price.
I'd pay $10 now. I'd pay
I was
$10.
debating. I was debating getting it for myself.
See, that would bring 30 to 40.
But again, it ends up it didn't matter. You will see at the end I abandoned my cart, and I will tell you why. It's kind of hard to watch now and remember the things that I had put in the cart and I was going to take home, but I really didn't. You thought I went through the art not very much on the last store? This one I'm like, definitely not feeling it. I'm always looking at the fake flowers to make my flower arrangements with.
Yep. I still have that issue.
This is a modern art glass. Not very well done. Big, heavy. This would probably only sell for about $15 to $20, but then you've got to pack and ship that sucker. No thanks.
And now the shipping on something like that is going to easily be $25 plus, which is a real turnoff to buyers when they're only paying, that same amount for the item. If it's like $100 piece, $200 piece, they have no problem paying the $25. But if the piece is equal to the shipping, that's a big deterrent for getting the sale.
This one was pretty. This is art glass also. And it almost slipped out of my hand. They wanted $13 for it. I might have picked this one up for, $5 or $6, but not $13.
Yep.
Come on, Goodwill. Oops.
What do you think they'd put on that piece now?
Again, $8 for a modern, just an owl sculpture. And again, I'm sorry I didn't completely show it to you. That was not very nice of me. I really want a better camera to do this that takes a little bit, bigger angle of things. And
So my camera back when I was doing this still a cell phone, but it was the smaller one. It was smaller than this one. And this is not a really big one either. So I've definitely learned to get better equipment to do my job.
gives me a little bit more view area to show you the stuff and be able to shop at the same time.
Yes.
Their glasses and mug shelves were just packed. I'm always looking for Disney and Starbucks other than plain Starbucks, and just anything that like really jumps out that would be like a high-end mug. Like these, super cute, but at $3 a piece, that would be $12 for the set, and it's probably only going to bring $20.
And giftable. Let me just throw in here giftable mugs. They have to be super clean, and then have something that would be meaningful for someone to give to somebody else as a gift. Those kind of mugs can do really well too.
So just not enough meat on the bone there. Maybe for $1 a piece, I might have picked them up because that'd be a $4 investment to turn into 20. That I'll do. They had a bunch of this 70s avocado green glassware. It's probably the one vintage glass that I just go, ugh. These are really cute. They're Pyrex. And I debated, and actually you'll see me come back around and I grab them if I film that.
And those are very stylish for the younger folk decorating today. My millennial daughter is totally into like polka dot things. Think like Mackenzie Child's checkerboard, polka dot. I think there's some Ralph Lauren. It does like, like a plaid, like, so all of that stuff is super trending in their decor style.
But they did end up in my cart, as did the daisy plates. And I was buying those for me because I love daisies, because I found the bowls. Now I have the matching plates. I was actually pretty excited about those.
And I do believe they were sunflowers. Mushrooms.
And these, surprisingly, there was a mushroom and peppers, and I forget what the last one was, but turn them over to discover that they are Lennox. Kind of surprised me.
$2. Fantastic price.
Very pretty, but again, just even the research to discover who done it would not have been worth it.
I had somebody upset because I say who done it. Let me just say, I have my quirky little language. I'm not going to change. No need to leave a comment and tell me you're offended by it. It's just who I am. Ustensil. Ustensil. Wait. Oh, fruit. I thought that was a foreign language. Fruit fusion iced beverage pitcher. I thought I was going to be able to get fancy with some like French pronunciation.
I've actually sold these fruit pie plates before. This one was pumpkin. Really bright.
$5.99. Okay, again, what would Goodwill price that at today? Give me your comment.
Right, really. But I've sold it at the antique mall, not online, because again, do not want to ship something like that. It's shippable. It can be done, but it's going to be a lot of packing materials, and the profit margin is just not there.
Slim. Very slim. Are those shoes? Are those sandals over with the pots and pans? Okay. All right.
You can see the store was just insanely crowded.
And keep in mind again, this was right after things opened back up after COVID. So it's crazy how packed it was and how close people were and how anxiety ridden this whole thing was. I'm telling you this because this is what leads up to a whole lot of stuff here at the end.
This is Moon and Stars. This jar was sadly missing its lid. And this is amethyst glass. That was super heavy.
Okay, I see the frustration now when I pass over something that you want to see because I'm like, wait, I didn't even look at that. I want to see that closer. I get it now. I'll be more aware.
I thought that was something else. That's why I went back and picked it up. How cute is this piece?
Super cute. $4.99.
Did not make out who the maker was because they put their price tags right over it. But yeah, that went in the cart too. That was adorable and colorful. so would have gone in my kitchen if it didn't sell for much.
Goofus glass.
I had no idea they're making modern day Goofus glass.
Yep.
Goofus glass doesn't have a lot of value, the old stuff, and now here's some new stuff.
There you go.
This was really cute, but it was newer. It wasn't old.
Yep. And the reason that is a thing is because as we have like progressed through time, things are much more mass marketed and imported, and therefore the values are lower than if you find a vintage item that there's not very many of them out there. It could still be a cake plate of some kind, but there's very few out there. The quality is also different than the newer stuff. It's just newer stuff, there's a lot of it out there, and most of it wasn't very expensive to begin with. So the resale value just isn't there.
This was a glass, like a little milk bottle, but I would have had to have replaced the straw. I was going to buy it for my daughter, but nah. I have to stop that impulse buying, you know, for myself thing.
Yes.
This was an older piece, but just a single shaker like that without being like, you know, fancy. It's not going to bring enough. This was a nice set.
Pyrex? Should be Pyrex, no?
It was not Pyrex. I'm trying to think of the name now. It started with an M.
It was not Pyrex.
Oh, I can't even think of it. If you know, put it in the comments.
Well, that was not fun. I had some things in my cart, and the checkout line was at least an hour long. But the real clincher was I went to go grab something off the cart of stuff they were putting out, and the worker literally smacked my hand. She smacked my hand and said, "You can't touch that until I put it on a shelf."
And I will just say, and I probably don't know this, and I knew this from the comments I got on this video, that did not used to be the policy. So this was like totally like new experience. I am not a rule breaker. I respect what a business or somebody wants for their own property. Whether I agree with it or not, I respect it. So that's where the emotion comes from in this.
Okay. The world is going crazy right now. The world is going crazy right now. I'll just be a little editorial. This is not just about wearing masks and protecting. People are getting just so selfish and entitled, and maybe fear does that.
Is this where like it, I mean, I'm sure there's always been entitled, selfish people, but it does feel like it has escalated. And I'm like, did it start right after the whole 2020 thing? Is food for thought there. Let's talk about it in the comments.
But come on. We have to be kind to one another. I'm very much about God and Jesus, and the number one commandment is to love one another. And we have to love one another. And this ain't the way to do it. This ain't the way to do it. Blocking aisles so nobody else can get down there. Giving dirty looks if anybody gets too close to you. Smacking your hand away from something. Don't touch it. This is not good. This is not good. I'm very distraught right now. I just don't even know. I just don't even know what to say. I'm so discouraged. I'm so discouraged. I just want to get out here and I want to spend my money so I can keep my business running. And these places are making it near to impossible to do that. because I don't have an hour to stand in a line to maybe, you know, get $50 worth of profit.
And that actually sounds a little entitled now that I listen to it back. But I wasn't trying to be. It was simply just stating a fact of the time money factor there just wasn't adding up. And a lot of it was that because these businesses were like, I guess businesses were trying to find their way back then too. Like everybody was trying to find this new normal, as they called it. So I'm going to call myself out on that one. That did seem a little bit entitled.
Of what was in my cart. It's just not worth it. So maybe Goodwill is not going to be the place I'm sourcing. I'm going to have to go find some other creative ways to source. I'm going to go find maybe some independent thrift stores, estate sales, although a lot of my friend who has an estate sale company says that although she's allowed to do estate sales, the HOAs are not letting her hold them. So there's a new problem.
Oh,
I don't know, guys.
Forgot about that.
Something has to give. Something has to give. Anyway, I'm going to go edit what video I got here. So at least you can see what I was going to buy. And at least I can do a little research and see what it was worth. And yeah, with that, go be profitable and make it fun. Emphasis on the fun part, because it's going to get ugly if we don't keep it fun. All right. See you next time, guys.
Okay. And before I sign off, I just want to also say, I was saying it back then, I say it to this day, kindness is what we need more of in this world. I stand by that. I've always stood by that. It is really hard to love the unlovable, but we have to try. And that doesn't mean you have to, you know, hang out with them and hug them and all the things. It simply means that you don't cause more issues with somebody that's a problem is already going to cause their own issues. They already have to live with themselves. They already have their own inner turmoil, and we can be an example that life can be better. And if you are somebody who's in pain and lashes out at others and does things because you're hurting inside, I encourage you to examine that and grow and know that there are people who love you no matter what. I know it's a hard concept. It's a really hard concept. But it is one I do stand firm on and try to be an example of in my everyday life. And I'm sure there are times that I fail, but I try. I try very hard. And so I will leave you with that and say, go be profitable and make it fun. We'll see you on the next one.